Ladies and gentlemen, power is not something you seek, it is something you awaken. It is already within you, waiting for recognition and expression. To become more powerful, you must shift your focus inward, to the seat of your true authority. Here are 8 ways to unlock the limitless potential that resides in you. The power of assumption is the key to shaping your reality, a truth that many overlook in their pursuit of change. At the heart of this principle lies a profound understanding your external world is but a reflection of your internal state. To alter what you experience outwardly, you must first transform what you assume to be true about yourself and the world around you. Assumptions are not merely idle thoughts, they are the foundation upon which your reality is built. When you grasp this truth, you unlock the ability to consciously design your life. To assume something is to accept it as true, even without visible evidence. It is to act, think, and feel as though a particular reality already exists. This is not wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is the deliberate embodiment of the desired state of being. The creative power of assumption works tirelessly whether you are aware of it or not. Your beliefs about who you are and what you deserve shape your actions, and those actions, in turn, shape the outcomes you experience. This cycle reinforces itself, creating either a life of fulfillment or one of frustration, depending on the assumptions you hold. Consider this: everything you experience begins as an assumption in your mind. When you assume you are capable, doors seem to open where there were none. Opportunities align, people respond positively, and challenges appear surmountable. On the other hand, when you assume lack or failure, the world seems to mirror that belief with obstacles and disappointments. The world does not create your assumptions create your world. This is the profound truth that empowers you to take control of your life. The key to wielding the power of assumption is to live in the end. This means adopting the mindset and emotions of someone who already possesses the life they desire. It is not enough to simply wish for success, love, or abundance. You must feel, think, and act as though these things are already yours. When you assume the reality of your desires, your mind and body align with that vision, creating a vibrational match that draws your desires into manifestation. This process bypasses doubt and limitation, for the mind does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. To the subconscious, the assumption is the truth, and it will work tirelessly to bring that truth into physical form. Yet many resist this idea because it challenges conventional wisdom. Society often teaches that hard work and effort are the sole keys to success. While action has its place, it is ineffective if not fueled by the right assumptions. Without belief in your own power, effort becomes aimless. Consider the person who works tirelessly but remains stuck in a cycle of lack. They may strive externally, but their internal assumption of unworthiness sabotages their efforts. Contrast this with someone who carries an unshakable belief in their success. Even when they face setbacks, their assumption of eventual triumph keeps them moving forward until their reality matches their inner vision. The power of assumption also requires discipline. It is easy to fall back into old patterns of doubt and fear, especially when external circumstances seem unchanged. But this is where faith comes into play. You must persist in your assumption, even when there is no evidence to support it. This persistence is not about forcing outcomes, but about maintaining a steady inner conviction. When you hold fast to your assumption, reality will bend to accommodate your belief. The most empowering aspect of assumption is that it reminds you of your innate creative power. You are not at the mercy of chance or circumstance. You are the architect of your experience, capable of designing a life that reflects your deepest desires. By consciously choosing your assumptions, you take responsibility for your reality, stepping into the role of creator rather than victim. Your inner dialogue is the silent voice that accompanies you every moment of your life. It is the constant stream of thoughts that shapes your perception of yourself, your world, and your place within it. This dialogue is more powerful than most realize. It serves as the architect of your reality, silently constructing the circumstances and experiences that define your life. When you learn to control your inner dialogue, you unlock a profound ability to shape your destiny. At its core, your inner dialogue is a reflection of your beliefs. It repeats the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you are capable of achieving. If those stories are filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, your life will mirror those qualities. On the other hand, if your inner dialogue is one of confidence, hope, and empowerment, your external world will align with those affirmations. This connection between thought and reality is not accidental, it is a fundamental law of existence. To control your inner dialogue, the first step is awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that arise throughout your day. Notice the patterns and themes that dominate your mind. Are they encouraging and uplifting, or do they lean toward criticism and negativity? This awareness is not about judgment, it is about observation. Once you recognize the nature of your inner dialogue, you can begin to shift it in a deliberate direction. The language you use within your mind carries immense power. Words are not just passive symbols, they are active forces that influence your emotions, actions, and outcomes. Negative inner dialogue such as "I'm not good enough" or "this is too hard" creates feelings of defeat and discouragement. These feelings, in turn, lead to actions or inaction that reinforce the very beliefs that generated them. This cycle can feel inescapable, but it can be broken through conscious effort. Replacing negative inner dialogue with positive affirmations is a powerful way to shift your mental state. When a thought arises that diminishes your confidence or limits your potential, counter it with an affirmation that aligns with your desired reality. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never succeed," replace it with, "I am capable of achieving my goals." This practice is not about denying your current challenges, but about redirecting your focus toward possibilities and solutions. Over time, these positive affirmations reshape your subconscious mind, creating a fertile ground for growth and success. The tone of your inner dialogue is just as important as the content. Even seemingly neutral thoughts can carry an undertone of self-criticism or doubt if delivered harshly. Imagine the difference between telling yourself, "I made a mistake" versus "I'm such a failure." The former acknowledges the situation without attacking your self-worth, while the latter reinforces a damaging belief. Speak to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would offer a close friend. This compassionate inner dialogue fosters resilience and self-belief, enabling you to navigate challenges with grace. Visualization is another tool that can help you take control of your inner dialogue. Your mind responds vividly to images, and by pairing these images with positive self-talk, you can create a powerful synergy. Picture yourself succeeding, thriving, and becoming the person you aspire to be. As you hold this vision, affirm it with words that reinforce the reality you are imagining. This combination of thought and visualization imprints a new narrative onto your subconscious mind, guiding your actions and experiences toward your goals. It is important to remember that controlling your inner dialogue is not a one-time effort but an ongoing practice. The mind, like a garden, requires regular tending. Negative thoughts may still arise, especially during difficult times, but they do not have to define you. When they appear, acknowledge them without judgment and consciously choose a different perspective. This practice of gentle redirection builds mental strength and flexibility, allowing you to remain in control, even when faced with adversity. Your inner dialogue also has a profound effect on your relationships. The way you speak to yourself influences how you interact with others. If your inner dialogue is filled with self-doubt and criticism, it can lead to insecurity and defensiveness in your relationships. Conversely, when you nurture a positive and empowering inner dialogue, you approach others with confidence and authenticity. This shift not only enhances your personal well-being, but also creates deeper and more meaningful connections. Controlling your inner dialogue is about reclaiming your power. It is about recognizing that you are not a passive observer of your thoughts, but an active creator of them. By choosing thoughts that align with your highest aspirations, you take responsibility for your reality. You become the author of your story, shaping each chapter with intention and purpose. In the quiet moments when your inner voice speaks, you have a choice. Will you allow it to echo the doubts and fears of the past, or will you guide it to reflect the strength and potential of the present? The decision is yours, and with it comes the power to transform your life. Begin today to speak to yourself as the person you wish to become, and watch as your inner dialogue paves the way for a future that reflects your deepest desires. Strength is not merely a physical attribute, it is a state of being that radiates from within, encompassing your mind, emotions, and spirit. To embody the feeling of strength is to claim the power that lies dormant in your soul, and to allow it to manifest in every area of your life. This strength is not dependent on circumstances or external validation. It is a recognition of your inherent ability to navigate life's challenges with resilience, confidence, and unwavering resolve. It is a choice to stand firm in the face of adversity, knowing that the power to overcome lies within you. The journey to embodying strength begins with the understanding that it is not something you acquire, it is something you uncover. Strength is already a part of who you are. It has been with you in every moment of triumph and struggle, silently guiding you forward. To embody it, you must first shift your perspective from one of lack to one of abundance. You are not weak, unworthy, or powerless. You are a being of infinite potential, capable of achieving greatness when you align with the truth of your existence. This alignment begins with belief. You must believe in your own strength, even if evidence to the contrary seems overwhelming. This belief is not a denial of your fears or doubts, but a conscious decision to rise above them. Fear and doubt are natural, they are part of the human experience. But they do not define you. What defines you is how you respond to them. When you choose to embody strength, you are choosing to trust in your ability to face any situation and emerge stronger for it. Feeling strong starts in the mind. Your thoughts shape your reality, and the narrative you tell yourself about who you are has the power to uplift or diminish you. If you constantly focus on your perceived weaknesses or failures, you will feel small and incapable. But when you consciously shift your focus to your achievements, your resilience, and the qualities that make you unique, you begin to feel the stirrings of strength within you. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend, offering encouragement and affirmation. Remind yourself of the times you have faced difficulty and persevered. Each of those moments is a testament to your strength, proof that you have what it takes to overcome. To embody the feeling of strength, you must also cultivate a sense of emotional mastery. Strength is not the absence of emotion, it is the ability to feel deeply and yet remain centered. Life will present you with experiences that challenge your emotional equilibrium, but you are not a prisoner to those emotions. Instead, you can acknowledge them, learn from them, and release them. This process requires self-awareness and compassion. It means allowing yourself to feel pain, anger, or sadness without judgment, but choosing not to dwell in those states. Strength is found in the ability to move through emotions rather than be consumed by them. Your body, too, is a vessel for strength. How you carry yourself physically can profoundly influence how you feel internally. Stand tall, shoulders back, and chin up. These simple adjustments to your posture signal confidence and capability to both your mind and the world around you. The connection between your physicality and your emotions is powerful. When you move through the world as though you are strong, you begin to feel that strength resonate within you. Engage in activities that make you feel physically empowered, whether it's exercise, dance, or simply walking with purpose. These actions reinforce the belief that strength is an integral part of who you are. Another key to embodying strength is embracing the power of choice. Life is full of situations beyond your control, but you always have the power to choose how you respond. This choice is where your strength resides. You can choose to see setbacks as opportunities for growth, to view challenges as stepping stones toward greater self-discovery. You can choose to let go of what no longer serves you and to pursue what aligns with your highest vision of yourself. Each choice, no matter how small, is an act of reclaiming your power and reinforcing your inner strength. Strength is also deeply connected to your sense of purpose. When you are clear about your goals and aligned with your values, you find the motivation to keep going even when the path is difficult. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you and let that clarity guide your actions. A sense of purpose gives you a reason to rise above obstacles, reminding you that your journey is meaningful and worthwhile. Embodying the feeling of strength requires faith not necessarily in a higher power, though for some that can be a source of immense comfort, but in yourself and in the unfolding of life. Trust that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you are equipped to handle whatever comes your way. Faith is the anchor that steadies you when the waves of doubt threaten to pull you under. It is the voice within that says, "I may not see the way, but I know I will find it." When you embody strength, you do more than face life's challenges. You inspire others to find their own strength. Your presence becomes a beacon of resilience and courage, a living example of what is possible when you claim the power within you. Strength is not a destination, it is a way of being, a choice you make every day to show up fully, to embrace your challenges, and to walk through life with confidence and grace. It is a testament to the unyielding spirit that resides in all of us, waiting to be awakened. Embrace it, embody it, and watch as your world transforms in response. Detaching from the opinions of others is an act of profound liberation. It is the process of reclaiming your inner authority, choosing to live authentically rather than as a reflection of others' expectations or judgments. When you free yourself from the need for external validation, you step into a space of immense power and clarity, where your choices and self-worth are determined not by the fleeting perceptions of the outside world, but by the unwavering truth within. The opinions of others often serve as invisible chains, subtly influencing your decisions, beliefs, and even your sense of self. These opinions, whether spoken or implied, can create an illusion of authority over your life. They can lead you to doubt your instincts, alter your desires, and conform to a version of yourself that aligns more with societal approval than personal authenticity. Yet, the truth is that no one else has the power to define you. Their opinions are shaped by their own experiences, biases, and insecurities. They are reflections of their world, not yours. Detaching from these opinions begins with self-awareness. You must first recognize the ways in which the judgments of others influence you. Perhaps you hesitate to pursue a passion because you fear criticism, or you suppress aspects of your personality to fit in with a certain group. These compromises may seem small, but over time they accumulate, leading to a life that feels disconnected from your true self. By identifying these patterns, you shine a light on the ways in which you have given away your power, allowing you to reclaim it. At the heart of this detachment is the realization that approval and criticism are two sides of the same coin. When you seek validation from others, you also become vulnerable to their disapproval. This dependency creates a fragile sense of self, one that rises and falls with the ever-changing tides of opinion. True freedom lies in anchoring your self-worth in something unshakable: your own values, aspirations, and understanding of who you are. When you trust yourself, the opinions of others lose their power to sway you. Detaching from opinions does not mean ignoring feedback or isolating yourself from meaningful connections. It means discerning which voices to consider and which to let go. Constructive feedback, offered with kindness and rooted in genuine care, can help you grow. But unsolicited criticism or opinions laced with negativity often reveal more about the speaker than about you. Learning to distinguish between these types of input allows you to navigate relationships with grace while maintaining your sense of self. The process of detachment also requires courage. It takes bravery to step away from the familiar comfort of approval and to face the discomfort of being misunderstood or judged. Yet, this courage is what leads to true authenticity. When you prioritize your own values over the expectations of others, you may encounter resistance, but you will also discover the profound joy of living a life that feels true to you. This authenticity is not about rebellion for its own sake, it is about alignment with your highest self. An essential part of this journey is embracing the idea that not everyone will understand or agree with you, and that is okay. The world is vast and diverse, filled with countless perspectives and beliefs. Expecting universal approval is not only unrealistic but also unnecessary. The people who truly matter, those who see and appreciate you for who you are, will remain by your side, regardless of whether your choices align with their expectations. These are the relationships that nurture your growth and support your freedom. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for cultivating detachment. By staying present in the moment, you can observe the opinions of others without becoming entangled in them. When someone offers a judgment or criticism, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, does this opinion align with my values? Does it offer insight or simply reflect their perspective? This practice of reflection allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, preserving your inner peace. Another aspect of detachment is releasing the need to explain or justify your choices. When you feel secure in your decisions, you no longer seek approval to validate them. This self-assuredness is not arrogance, but a quiet confidence born of clarity and conviction. It is the understanding that your life is yours to live, shaped by your own journey and not by the expectations of others. The more you embrace this truth, the less you feel the need to seek permission or validation. Detaching from opinions also creates space for deeper self-discovery. When you are no longer preoccupied with meeting others' expectations, you can turn your focus inward. What do you truly desire? What brings you joy? What aligns with your values and vision for your life? These questions guide you toward a life that feels rich and meaningful, one that reflects your unique essence rather than a projection of others' ideals. In this space of self-discovery, you also find resilience. Detachment does not make you immune to criticism or unaffected by others' opinions, but it gives you the strength to navigate them without losing yourself. You become like a tree rooted deeply in the earth, bending with the wind of others' words, but never uprooted by them. This resilience is a testament to your growth and an affirmation of your inner strength. Detaching from the opinions of others is an act of love for yourself and for the authenticity that defines you. It is a declaration that your worth is not up for debate, that your dreams are not negotiable, and that your life is yours to live. As you release the weight of others' judgments, you will find that you walk taller, speak clearer, and move through the world with a sense of freedom and peace that is truly transformative. To act with intention is to move through life with purpose and clarity, aligning your actions with your deepest values and desires. It is a practice of mindfulness and self-awareness that transforms every choice into a meaningful step toward your highest vision of yourself. Acting with intention is not about perfection or rigidity, it is about living deliberately, ensuring that what you do and how you do it are in harmony with the life you wish to create. In a world that often moves at a relentless pace, it is easy to fall into the trap of acting out of habit or reaction. Days can pass in a blur of routine, where decisions are made on autopilot, influenced more by external circumstances than by internal resolve. Yet when you act without intention, you lose the opportunity to fully engage with the present moment and to steer your life in a direction that aligns with your goals. Acting with intention begins with a conscious decision to pause, reflect, and choose deliberately rather than react impulsively. The foundation of intentional action lies in clarity. Before you can act with purpose, you must know what you want and why you want it. This clarity comes from self-reflection, an honest examination of your values, goals, and priorities. What truly matters to you? What kind of life do you want to lead? What impact do you wish to have on the world around you? These questions are not always easy to answer, but they are essential. The more clarity you gain, the more your actions will naturally align with your intentions. Acting with intention also requires presence. To be intentional, you must be fully aware of the moment you are in. Presence allows you to focus on what you are doing, why you are doing it, and how it contributes to your larger purpose. When you are present, you become more attuned to the choices before you and the potential consequences of those choices. This awareness empowers you to act in ways that reflect your true self rather than being swayed by distractions or the expectations of others. Intentionality transforms even the smallest actions into meaningful expressions of your values. Consider something as simple as a conversation with a loved one. When you act with intention, you approach the conversation with mindfulness and care, listening deeply and speaking thoughtfully. This deliberate approach fosters connection and understanding, turning an everyday interaction into a moment of genuine significance. Acting with intention in the small things sets the tone for living with purpose in the larger aspects of life. At its core, Acting with intention is a declaration of self-respect. It is a statement that your time, energy, and focus are valuable and that you will not squander them on activities or commitments that do not serve your highest good. This does not mean avoiding responsibility or shirking obligations. Rather, it means approaching them with a mindset of purpose. Even tasks that seem mundane or routine can become opportunities to practice intention when you infuse them with a sense of purpose and presence. One of the most profound aspects of acting with intention is its ability to cultivate alignment. When your actions are intentional, they align with your beliefs and aspirations, creating a sense of harmony between who you are and what you do. This alignment fosters inner peace and confidence, as you no longer feel torn between conflicting desires or pulled in directions that do not resonate with your truth. Instead, your life becomes a reflection of your authentic self, and every step you take feels meaningful and deliberate. Acting with intention also requires discipline. It is easy to be swept away by distractions, procrastination, or the pull of instant gratification, but intentionality calls for focus and commitment. It asks you to prioritize what truly matters and to let go of what does not serve you. This discipline is not about rigidity or denying yourself joy. It is about making choices that support your long-term growth and fulfillment. The more you practice this discipline, the more natural it becomes to act with intention in every aspect of your life. Another key element of intentional action is adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances often shift in ways you cannot control. Acting with intention does not mean clinging to a fixed plan. It means being flexible and adjusting your actions while staying true to your values and purpose. This adaptability allows you to navigate challenges with grace, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth and learning. When you act with intention, even setbacks become part of your journey, guiding you toward greater clarity and resilience. Acting with intention also impacts your relationships. When you approach others with mindfulness and purpose, you create connections built on trust, respect, and authenticity. People are drawn to those who live with intention because it signals integrity and self-awareness. By acting with intention in your interactions, you inspire others to do the same, fostering a ripple effect of purposeful living in your community and beyond. To act with intention is to honor the life you have been given. It is a commitment to live fully and authentically, making choices that reflect your deepest values and aspirations. It is a practice of aligning your inner world with your outer actions, creating a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. Acting with intention is not always easy. It requires effort, reflection, and courage, but it is profoundly rewarding. As you cultivate this practice, you will find that your actions carry more weight, your days hold more significance, and your life becomes a true expression of the person you are meant to be. Stillness is a profound and transformative state that allows you to connect with the deeper layers of your being. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and constant activity, cultivating stillness can feel both elusive and revolutionary. Yet, within stillness lies the key to clarity, peace, and an unshakable sense of purpose. It is not merely the absence of movement or noise, it is the presence of awareness, a conscious state where you can hear the whispers of your soul and align with your highest self. The practice of cultivating stillness begins with a willingness to pause. This pause is an act of defiance against the relentless pace of modern life, where productivity and busyness are often equated with success. By choosing to pause, even momentarily, you create space to step back from the chaos and tune into your inner world. In this space, you begin to recognize that much of the noise that surrounds you is not essential. It is a distraction, pulling your attention away from the things that truly matter. Stillness invites you to become an observer of your own mind. As you sit quietly without judgment or expectation, you notice the thoughts that arise. They may be fleeting or persistent, uplifting or unsettling, but in the stillness you learn to watch them without becoming entangled in them. This detachment is not about ignoring your thoughts or emotions. It is about recognizing that they are not the entirety of who you are. Beneath the stream of mental chatter lies a deeper awareness, steady, peaceful, and unchanging. Through stillness you cultivate presence. When you are still, you are fully in the moment, free from the pull of the past and the anxieties of the future. This presence allows you to see life as it truly is, rather than through the filters of regret or anticipation. You become more attuned to the beauty and simplicity of the present moment, finding joy in the small, often overlooked details of life. Whether it is the sound of the wind, the rhythm of your breath, or the light of the setting sun, stillness helps you appreciate the here and now. Stillness is not something you achieve by force, it is something you allow. The more you try to quiet your mind or make yourself still, the more elusive it becomes. Instead, stillness arises naturally when you create the conditions for it. This might involve setting aside time each day to meditate, sit in silence, or engage in a mindful activity like walking in nature or journaling. Over time, these practices train your mind to settle, and stillness becomes a familiar and welcoming state. One of the greatest gifts of stillness is its ability to bring clarity. In the stillness, the noise of the world fades, and the answers you seek begin to surface. Conditions that once felt overwhelming become clear, not because the external situation has changed, but because your perspective has shifted. Stillness allows you to distinguish between the voice of fear and the voice of intuition, helping you to act from a place of wisdom rather than reactivity. It also fosters resilience. When you are still, you connect with an inner strength that is not dependent on external circumstances. Life's challenges, uncertainties, and setbacks no longer feel as overwhelming because you have cultivated a place of peace within yourself. This inner stillness becomes a refuge, a source of stability that you can return to whenever the world around you feels chaotic. It reminds you that while you cannot control everything that happens, you can always control how you respond. As you cultivate stillness, you may also notice a deepening of your relationships. Stillness teaches you to listen not just to the words of others, but to the emotions, intentions, and unspoken truths beneath them. This attentive listening fosters connection and understanding, strengthening your bonds with the people around you. When you approach interactions from a place of stillness, you bring a sense of calm and presence that others naturally respond to. It is not confined to moments of solitude, it can infuse your entire way of being. Even in the midst of activity, you can carry a sense of inner stillness with you. This might look like approaching a busy day with calm focus, or responding to a stressful situation with patience and composure. The stillness within you becomes a steady anchor, grounding you regardless of what is happening externally. Cultivating stillness is not about escaping the world, it is about engaging with it more fully. When you are still, you connect with the deeper truths of existence, the interconnectedness of all things, the abundance of the present moment, and the vast potential that lies within you. This connection transforms how you see yourself and the world, fostering a sense of gratitude, purpose, and awe. Stillness is a practice of coming home to yourself. In the quiet, you rediscover who you are beyond the roles you play, the labels you wear, and the expectations placed upon you. You remember that you are not defined by the rush of life or the opinions of others. Instead, you are a being of infinite potential, capable of creating and experiencing profound peace and joy. As you cultivate stillness, you step into this truth, allowing it to guide you toward a life of greater clarity, purpose, and fulfillment. To recognize your divine identity is to awaken to the profound truth of your existence. You are more than flesh and bone, more than the sum of your experiences, and more than the labels the world assigns to you. You are an expression of the infinite, a being imbued with the essence of creation itself. This realization is not merely a lofty idea or spiritual ideal, it is a transformative awakening that shifts the way you see yourself, others, and the world. It is the foundation for living a life of purpose, power, and peace. Your divine identity begins with the understanding that you are not separate from the source of all that is. Whether you call this source God, the universe, or the infinite, it is not something outside of you. It is the very essence of your being. Just as a wave is not separate from the ocean, you are not separate from the infinite creative force that permeates everything. This truth is often obscured by the illusions of the physical world, illusions of limitation, lack, and separation. Yet, beneath these illusions lies your true nature, eternal, boundless, and whole. To recognize your divine identity, you must first release the false beliefs that cloud your perception. These beliefs may have been shaped by societal conditioning, past experiences or the opinions of others. They tell you that you are small, powerless, or unworthy. But these are not truths, they are distortions. The first step in reclaiming your divine identity is to challenge and dismantle these limiting narratives. Ask yourself, who am I beyond these stories? What is the truth of my being? The answers to these questions will lead you closer to your divine essence. Your divine identity is not something you need to earn or achieve, it is your birthright. It has always been within you, waiting to be acknowledged. Recognizing this identity is not about becoming something new, it is about remembering who you already are. This remembrance often comes in moments of stillness, when the noise of the world fades and you connect with the quiet presence within. In these moments you may feel a sense of peace, love, or expansiveness that defies explanation. That is the spark of your divine nature, reminding you of your true self. Living from your divine identity transforms how you see yourself. You begin to understand that you are not defined by your past, your circumstances, or even your achievements. These are aspects of your human experience, but they do not encompass the totality of who you are. When you recognize your divine nature, you see yourself as limitless, capable of creating and experiencing far more than you once thought possible. You no longer view challenges as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. You approach life with a sense of confidence and trust, knowing that the same creative power that shaped the stars flows through you. This recognition also transforms how you see others. When you understand your own divine nature, you begin to see that same divinity in everyone around you. You realize that all beings are interconnected, each a unique expression of the same infinite source. This awareness fosters compassion, forgiveness, and unity. It becomes harder to judge or harbor resentment because you see beyond the surface level differences and recognize the shared essence that unites all of humanity. This shift in perspective can heal relationships, deepen connections, and create a profound sense of harmony in your interactions. Your divine identity is also the key to manifesting the life you desire. When you operate from this awareness, you align with the creative force of the universe. You no longer see yourself as a passive observer of life, but as an active participant in its unfolding. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs become the tools with which you shape your reality. By aligning these tools with the truth of your divine nature, you step into your role as a creator, bringing your visions and desires into existence with grace and ease. Recognizing your divine identity also brings a sense of purpose. You understand that your life is not random or meaningless, it is part of a greater tapestry, intricately woven with intention and love. Your unique talents, passions, and experiences are not accidental, they are the gifts you bring to the world. Living from your divine identity means embracing these gifts and using them to contribute to the collective good. This sense of purpose infuses your life with meaning, joy, and fulfillment. At times it may feel challenging to maintain this awareness, especially in a world that often emphasizes fear, division, and limitation. But recognizing your divine identity is not about perfection, it is about persistence. It is a practice of remembering, moment by moment, the truth of who you are. Even when you stumble or forget, the spark of divinity within you remains unchanged. Each day is an opportunity to reconnect with this truth, to realign with your essence, and to live from a place of love and empowerment. In recognizing your divine identity, you also come to understand the boundless potential of your life. You are not here to merely survive, you are here to thrive, to create, and to experience the fullness of existence. You are here to express the unique light that only you can bring into the world. When you live from this awareness, you become a beacon of inspiration for others, reminding them of their own divine nature. Recognizing your divine identity is the greatest act of love you can offer yourself. It is a declaration that you are enough, just as you are. It is an acknowledgement of your worthiness, your beauty, and your infinite potential. This recognition is not just a belief, it is a lived experience that transforms every aspect of your life. It is an awakening to the truth that you are, and have always been, divine. Ladies and gentlemen, do not waver in your declarations. Even when the outer world shows no sign of change, persist in your inner knowing. Speak these lines every morning with unwavering confidence, for they carry the power to transform your reality. Awareness is the foundation upon which all creation begins. It is the very essence that gives birth to your reality. Before anything can manifest in your external world, it first takes shape in your awareness. Without awareness, there can be no creation, no desire, no transformation. It is the seed that plants your deepest desires and dreams into the fertile soil of the subconscious mind, where they begin to grow and eventually materialize in the physical world. You must understand that everything you experience, everything that surrounds you, begins with your awareness. The way you see the world, the way you perceive yourself, and the way you believe things work, all stem from the lens through which you observe life. Your awareness shapes your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. Consider that your awareness is not just passive observation, it is active. The moment you become aware of something, you begin to focus your energy upon it. Whether it's a problem, a desire, or a goal, the very act of focusing your awareness on it activates the process of creation. This is why it's crucial to guard what you place your attention on. The energy you direct toward an idea, whether positive or negative, will start to build and grow. Like a plant that needs light to grow, your awareness feeds the thoughts and beliefs that will ultimately shape your external experience. When you become aware of something, you bring it into your consciousness, and in doing so, you give it life. If you wish to create a different reality, the first step is to become aware of what you want to manifest. This is not merely a mental exercise, it's a state of being. Awareness is not about thinking about something, it's about embodying the idea that your desire is already a reality. Your awareness must align with the energy of the outcome you seek. Not just the desire itself, but the feeling of already having it. Awareness is not something that can be forced. It cannot be rushed. It requires patience and practice. Becoming aware of your inner world, of your deepest desires, requires you to sit in stillness and reflect. It asks you to listen to the whispers of your soul. It requires you to quiet the noise of doubt, fear, and distraction, so you can hear the true calling of your heart. This is where the process of mindfulness becomes powerful. Mindfulness teaches you to direct your awareness to the present moment, and it is in the present moment that all creation occurs. When you focus on the now, without regret for the past or anxiety for the future, you align yourself with the universal flow of energy. In this state of alignment, creation happens effortlessly. When your awareness is grounded in the present, it becomes a powerful tool for manifesting your desires. Your awareness also holds the key to transforming your inner dialogue. What you focus on in your mind, what you affirm in your thoughts, becomes a reflection of what you experience in your life. If you are constantly aware of limitations, lack, and fear, then those are the things that will continue to manifest in your reality. But if you shift your awareness to abundance, possibility, and success, those things will also become your reality. So awareness brings attention, and attention brings energy. Energy moves toward the focal point of your awareness, which is why your mindset plays such an integral role in the creative process. You are the master of your awareness. You have the power to decide where your focus goes. When you become intentional about where you place your awareness, you are choosing what your life will become. It is the most powerful tool you have in your ability to create. By cultivating an awareness of the present moment, an awareness of your desires, and an awareness of your own power, you become the conscious creator of your world. In this way, awareness truly is the seed of all creation, for it is the starting point of every thought, every idea, and every experience that eventually unfolds in your life. When you declare something as already yours, you are stepping into a state of complete alignment with your goals. You are not waiting for the universe to respond or for circumstances to change. Instead, you are assuming the feeling of already having what you desire. This is not about merely speaking words, it's about embodying the feeling that your desire has already been fulfilled. This shift is the difference between a dream and its manifestation. The act of declaring what you desire as already yours requires you to fully trust in the power of your own mind. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply follows the instructions you give it. By declaring your desire as already yours, you are programming your mind to act in accordance with this truth. Your subconscious begins to see it as a reality and starts working to bring that reality into the physical world. This practice of declaration is powerful because it shifts your vibration. When you speak as if your desires are already yours, you align your energy with the frequency of abundance, success, and fulfillment. Your words carry a vibration that resonates with the universe. The energy of your desires, now embodied in your speech and thoughts, begins to attract the conditions necessary for your desires to manifest. This is the essence of the law of attraction. Like attracts like. When you declare your desires as already yours, you begin to walk in that belief. You carry yourself with the confidence of someone who has already achieved their dreams. This energy is contagious. Of people, opportunities, and circumstances will begin to align with your vibration, as if they are responding to the certainty you exude. The more you declare what you want as already in your possession, the more you will see evidence of it appearing in your life. This practice also helps to dissolve the barriers of time and space. Many people see time as a barrier to their desires, thinking that it will take years for their dreams to manifest. However, when you declare that your desires are already yours, you collapse the illusion of time. You begin to experience the joy, the abundance, and the success of already having it, and in doing so, you shift the timeline of your manifestation. To declare what you desire as already yours is to take ownership of your future now. It is to claim what is rightfully yours, to affirm that nothing can stand in the way of your desires coming to fruition. The world responds to your certainty. When you believe it is already yours, the universe moves to make it so. By embodying this belief and speaking it with conviction, you are commanding your desires into existence, allowing them to unfold before you with grace and ease. You are the creator of your reality. By declaring what you want as already yours, you align yourself with the power of creation, and in doing so, you bring your desires into your life faster and more effortlessly than you ever imagined possible. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, and it holds the key to unlocking your ability to manifest your desires. It is the gateway through which all manifestations flow, a portal that connects your current reality with the limitless potential of the universe. When you cultivate a deep sense of gratitude, you align yourself with the abundance that is already present in your life. And in doing so, you activate the universal law of attraction to bring more of what you desire into your experience. The act of gratitude is not just a simple acknowledgement of the good things in your life, it is a transformative energy that shifts your vibrational frequency. When you express true gratitude, you are acknowledging that what you desire has already arrived in spirit, even before it has appeared in physical form. Gratitude is a feeling of appreciation for the present moment, a recognition that everything you need is already provided for. This feeling of appreciation amplifies your connection to the energy of abundance, drawing more of it into your life. This works because it changes the way you perceive the world around you. It moves you from a state of lack or wanting to a state of abundance. When you focus on what is already present, rather than what is missing, you begin to notice the countless blessings that surround you. Even in moments of challenge or difficulty, practicing gratitude helps you to see the silver lining, the lessons, and the growth opportunities that are hidden within those moments. This shift in perspective is crucial to manifestation because it opens your mind to receiving more of what you want. The energy of gratitude creates a magnetic field around you, attracting more positive experiences, people, and opportunities into your life. Just like a magnet draws metal objects to it, gratitude draws circumstances and events that are in harmony with your desires. When you are thankful for what you already have, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive more. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and if that energy is one of gratitude, the flow of abundance increases. It is as if the universe says, "Here is more for you are already in alignment with the abundance of the universe." One of the most powerful aspects of gratitude is that it requires you to live in the present moment. In a world filled with distractions and constant desire for more, it is easy to forget the present and focus only on what is yet to come. However, when you are grateful, you bring yourself back to the now. You stop chasing after future outcomes and instead revel in the richness of the present moment. This is important because manifestation occurs in the present, not in the future. When you are present and grateful, you are aligned with the energy of creation, and that is where the magic happens. Gratitude also shifts your mindset from one of competition and comparison to one of abundance and collaboration. Instead of feeling envious of others or believing there is not enough to go around, gratitude opens your heart to the realization that there is more than enough for everyone. You begin to celebrate the success of others because you understand that their abundance does not diminish yours. This mindset of abundance attracts even more into your life because it sends the message that you are open to receiving and sharing with others, which further activates the flow of manifestation. Another aspect of gratitude is its ability to dissolve fear and doubt. When you focus on the things you are thankful for, your attention is diverted away from worries and anxieties. You stop fearing the unknown, the obstacles, or the things that could go wrong. Instead, you begin to focus on all that is going right, which reinforces your belief that you are on the right path. Fear and doubt are two of the biggest blockers to manifestation because they create resistance and uncertainty. Gratitude replaces that resistance with trust, faith, and a sense of knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. To truly harness the power of gratitude in your life, it must become a consistent practice. This means taking time each day, even in the smallest moments, to acknowledge and appreciate what is around you. Whether it is the warmth of the sun, the smile of a loved one, or the opportunities that are beginning to open up for you, gratitude turns every experience into a potential gateway to manifestation. As you express your thanks, you align yourself more and more with the energy of abundance, and that energy can only attract more of the same. Gratitude, then, is not just a passive feeling or a simple practice, it is an active force that propels you toward the fulfillment of your desires. It is the emotional fuel that powers the engine of manifestation. The more you embrace gratitude, the more you invite the universe to deliver what you have asked for. You are signaling to the universe that you are ready to receive, that you are open to all the blessings it has to offer. And the more you express that openness, the more you will see those blessings begin to flow into your life in miraculous ways. Your words hold creative power, more potent than you may realize. Every word you speak is a vibration that carries with it the energy to shape your reality. Whether you are speaking to others or to yourself, the words you use create and influence the world around you. Words are not just sounds or symbols, they are the foundation of creation. They are tools that can build, transform, and manifest whatever you desire, for they are the bridge between your inner world and the outer reality. What you say both aloud and in your mind becomes your truth. Words are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Just as a seed grows into the fruit it represents, the words you speak will grow into the experiences and circumstances that reflect those words. If you speak with conviction and clarity, your words will align with your desires, pushing them into the physical world. If you speak with doubt or negativity, those words will manifest limitations and obstacles. Every time you speak, you send out vibrations into the universe. These vibrations interact with the world around you, attracting circumstances, people, and situations that match the energy of your words. This is the essence of the law of attraction, like attracts like. If you constantly speak words of positivity, abundance, and gratitude, you will attract those things into your life. If you speak words of fear, lack, or frustration, you will create more experiences that reflect those emotions. The universe has no choice but to respond to the energy you are putting out through your words. It's important to understand that words do not only have power when spoken aloud. Your inner dialogue, the words you repeat to yourself silently, are just as influential. The thoughts you entertain and the language you use internally shape your beliefs, actions, and outcomes. If you find yourself constantly saying, "I can't," or "this will never happen," those words create a barrier, locking you into a reality where your desires remain out of reach. However, if you replace those words with affirmations like "I can," "I am capable," and I am worthy. You unlock the door to new possibilities. Your words also hold creative power because they are connected to your emotions. Every word carries with it an emotional charge that amplifies its impact. For example, when you say, "I am happy," if you truly feel the emotion behind those words, they hold much more power than if you say them without conviction. The emotional charge behind the words intensifies the frequency they emit, creating a stronger magnetic pull on the experiences you wish to manifest. Words without emotion are simply noise, but words spoken with heartfelt intention are the creative force that brings your dreams to life. This creative power is not limited to just personal desires. Words can also influence your relationships, your career, your health, and every area of your life. If you are constantly speaking negatively about a relationship, saying things like "they never understand me" or "this will never work," you are shaping the energy of that relationship to align with those words. On the other hand, if you speak with love, understanding, and gratitude, you will begin to see those qualities reflected in your interactions. The words you use in your daily communication create the foundation for how others respond to you and how situations unfold. The power of words extends to your dreams and goals as well. When you speak about your future, are you speaking with certainty or uncertainty? Are you affirming your desires as already yours, or are you speaking as if they are distant and unattainable? Your words can either reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed or undermine your confidence. If you say, "I am moving toward my goals with ease and grace," you are sending a message to your subconscious mind that you are on the path to success. Your mind then begins to align with that belief, creating the conditions for you to manifest your goals. On the other hand, saying "I will never get there" only keeps you stuck in a state of limitation. One of the most powerful ways to harness the creative power of your words is through affirmations. By speaking words of affirmation daily, you affirm to yourself that you are worthy, capable, and deserving of everything you desire. Affirmations help you reprogram your subconscious mind, replacing old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. By consistently speaking positive words, you begin to shift your energy and the world around you. This shift may not happen overnight, but as you continue to speak with conviction, your reality begins to reflect the words you speak. Your words hold the power to create your reality. They are not just expressions, they are creative forces that shape your life, your circumstances, and your future. By speaking with intention, positivity, and belief, you activate the creative power within you. The universe responds to the energy of your words, and as you speak the language of abundance, love, and possibility, you draw these experiences closer to you. The more mindful and conscious you become of the words you speak, the more you realize the immense power they hold to shape your world. Doubt is one of the most insidious forces that can block the manifestation of your desires. It plants seeds of fear and uncertainty that distort your vision of what is possible. When you allow doubt to control your thoughts, it weakens your ability to believe in your own power to create the life you want. On the other hand, faith is the force that propels you forward, even in the face of uncertainty. To silence doubt and speak faith is to take control of your inner dialogue and begin to direct your life consciously with the unwavering belief that everything you desire is already on its way to you. The act of silencing doubt does not mean that fear or uncertainty won't arise. Doubt is a natural part of the human experience, and it will often try to creep into your mind, especially when you're on the verge of a breakthrough. However, you have the power to override those thoughts with the energy of faith. When you choose to focus on your belief in what is possible, you stop giving power to the doubts that would otherwise hold you back. Faith is not the absence of fear or doubt, but the decision to move forward in spite of it. It is the decision to trust in the unseen, to trust in the process, and to trust in the certainty that your desires are already unfolding. Speaking faith is a powerful tool for manifesting your dreams. Words have creative power, and when you speak with faith, you align your words with your desires. Faith is the language of the universe, the vibration that draws your dreams into reality. Every time you speak words of faith, you are affirming that what you desire is already yours. When you say, "I believe in my ability to succeed," you are sending out a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. You are also reaffirming this belief within yourself, reinforcing your own confidence and trust in your power. On the contrary, when you speak doubt, you are sending out a message that contradicts your desires. Words like "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "this will never happen" create an energy that repels your desires. Doubt is a force that sets up resistance, creating a wall between you and your manifestations. These words block the flow of abundance and make it harder for you to attract what you want. The more you speak doubt, the more you reinforce the belief that your dreams are out of reach. The universe responds to the energy of your words. So when you speak doubt, you align with a reality that matches those beliefs. The key to silencing doubt and speaking faith is to make a conscious decision to redirect your thoughts and words. It's about shifting your focus from what you fear might happen to what you know is possible. Start by noticing when doubt arises, and rather than allowing it to take root, replace it with a statement of faith. When a thought like "what if this doesn't work" enters your mind, immediately counter it with "I trust that everything is working out for me." When you find yourself saying "I'm not sure if I'm capable," replace it with "I am fully capable of achieving my dreams and I am on the right path." In this way, you actively train your mind to speak words of faith rather than doubt. You create a habit of choosing faith, and the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. It becomes easier to trust in the process and to see the possibilities rather than the obstacles. The more you speak faith, the more you cultivate a deep belief in your own power, and this belief is what will ultimately bring your desires into manifestation. Silencing doubt is not about suppressing your emotions or ignoring your fears. It's about choosing to place your focus on what you want rather than what you fear. You do not need to deny the existence of doubt, but you can choose not to let it control you. Instead, you can choose to speak faith and believe in the certainty of your success. Faith is a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs to be exercised regularly in order to grow stronger. By speaking faith each day, you begin to build a foundation of unwavering belief in your ability to create your reality. Every affirmation, every positive word, every declaration of faith is an investment in your future. Over time, this consistent practice transforms your mindset, allowing you to move through life with confidence, knowing that everything you need is already on its way to you. To silence doubt and speak faith is to embrace the full power of your creative potential. When you consistently speak words of faith, you align with the energy of abundance and possibility. The universe responds to your words, and as you continue to speak with faith, you will see the world around you begin to shift. The doors to your desires will open, and the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable will dissolve. By choosing faith over doubt, you not only change your mindset, but you change your reality. You become a magnet for the desires you have already claimed as yours, and you move forward with the knowledge that nothing is impossible for you. You are the author of your day. Every morning when you awaken, you have the opportunity to script your life, to set the tone, and to choose how you will move through the hours ahead. Just as an author creates the narrative of a story, you too have the power to create the narrative of your life each day. The choices you make, the thoughts you think, and the words you speak all contribute to the story you are writing. Whether you realize it or not, you are the one holding the pen, and every moment is an opportunity to choose the direction of your life. The beginning of your day is a blank page, an untouched canvas, and it is up to you how you fill it. You can approach your day with intention, planning the actions and mindset that will help you achieve your goals. Or you can let the day unfold randomly, allowing external circumstances and reactions to determine your emotional and mental state. The key is that ultimately it's your choice. You have the power to take control of your day, to write it in the way you desire, and to consciously create the experiences you want to have. When you understand that you are the author, you begin to see that every moment holds the potential for creation. Your thoughts, beliefs, and intentions are the words that form the sentences of your life. If you think negatively or expect obstacles, that's what your day will reflect. If you wake up with gratitude, confidence, and a clear sense of purpose, you set the stage for a day filled with positive opportunities and outcomes. By consciously choosing your thoughts, you guide the direction of your day, ensuring it aligns with your highest aspirations. The words you speak are also an integral part of the story you are writing. Every statement, whether directed at others or yourself, carries energy that shapes your reality. If you speak words of kindness, encouragement, and affirmation, you are reinforcing a positive, empowering narrative. On the other hand, if you speak words of doubt, frustration, or negativity, you can unknowingly shift your day into a series of struggles and challenges. Just as an author chooses each word carefully to develop a story, you too must choose your words carefully. Each word you speak is a brushstroke that colors your day, and the more conscious you are of the language you use, the more power you have to create the story you want to live. It's also important to recognize that, as the author of your day, you have the power to rewrite your story at any time. If a chapter of your day is not going the way you want, you have the ability to change course. You are not bound by any previous moment or situation. Every minute is a new opportunity to shift your mindset, make a new choice, and reframe your perspective. Just like an author can revise their draft to improve the flow or direction of the plot, you too can revise the course of your day. If something goes wrong, you can choose to view it as a lesson, an opportunity for growth, or a challenge that makes you stronger. You are not a passive observer of your day, you are the one directing it. The way you begin your morning is especially powerful, as it sets the tone for everything that follows. A morning routine that nourishes your mind, body, and spirit can create a ripple effect of positivity and productivity throughout the rest of your day. When you take the time to center yourself in the morning, whether through meditation, visualization, affirmations, or simply taking a moment to be grateful, you are consciously deciding to author a day of success, peace, and fulfillment. The foundation you lay in the morning creates a momentum that carries you through the hours ahead, allowing you to remain focused, clear, and positive no matter what challenges arise. Life is not always smooth, and it's natural to encounter difficulties and obstacles. But remember, even in those moments, you are still the author. How you respond to challenges is just as important as how you begin your day. You have the power to choose how you react, what meaning you give to situations, and what action you will take. Even in the face of adversity, you can choose to stay in alignment with your highest purpose and write a story of resilience and strength. Your power lies in your ability to choose your perspective and response, regardless of external circumstances. Your day is yours to create. You have the power to choose your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Every decision you make shapes your story and contributes to the larger narrative of your life. By becoming conscious of the fact that you are the author, you take full responsibility for the story you are writing. You no longer allow life to simply happen to you. Instead, you actively create the experiences, emotions, and outcomes that align with your desires. So as you move through your day, remember that you hold the pen. Write your story with intention, with purpose, and with the unwavering belief that the life you desire is already unfolding, one page at a time. In conclusion, remember that you are the author of your own day, and by extension, the author of your own life. The thoughts you think, the words you speak, and the actions you take are the building blocks of your reality. Every moment offers you a chance to rewrite the script, to adjust your course, and to create a life that reflects your highest aspirations. By embracing the power of choice and consciously shaping your day, you unlock the potential to manifest your desires and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on this journey of self-empowerment. May you continue to write your story with intention and belief, knowing that the life you desire is within your reach. In the grand theater of life, every soul is both the author and the actor. Yet, how often do we play the role of a victim, relinquishing our creative power to the seeming forces of the world? I tell you now, you are not a victim of circumstances, misfortunes, or failures. You are a victor, the master of your destiny, and the architect of your reality. To be a victor is to know that your life is not shaped by chance but by choice. The world you see, with all its challenges and blessings, is a reflection of the thoughts and feelings you carry within. When you imagine yourself as a conqueror, as one who overcomes, the universe rearranges itself to mirror that image. The imagination is the greatest gift bestowed upon humanity, the unseen force through which we shape our reality. Most people view imagination as mere fantasy, a whimsical escape from the tangible world. But in truth, it is the seed from which all creation blossoms. Everything you experience, every joy, challenge, success, or failure can be traced back to the images and emotions you have entertained in the mind. To understand this principle is to unlock the key to transforming your life. When you close your eyes and imagine, you are not engaging in idle daydreaming. You are actively creating. The world around you may seem rigid, unchangeable, governed by external forces. But this is an illusion. The real power lies within, in the visions you hold and the feelings you cultivate. Every building, every invention, every piece of art, and every great achievement began as a formless idea, nurtured by the imagination of an individual who dared to believe in its reality. You may wonder how something as intangible as imagination can influence the material world. The answer lies in the connection between thought and experience. Your thoughts generate feelings, and your feelings shape your actions. These actions, in turn, dictate the life you live. If you imagine yourself as successful, capable, and abundant, you align your emotions and behaviors with these qualities. On the other hand, if you dwell on fear, lack, or failure, your actions and experiences will reflect those states. Imagination does not require the approval of the senses. What you see, hear, touch, or experience in the physical world does not limit what you can imagine. In fact, the most profound changes occur when you dare to imagine something entirely contrary to your current circumstances. Consider the person who is financially struggling yet imagines themselves living in abundance. To the outside world, this might seem foolish or delusional, but if they persist in their vision, something remarkable happens. Their inner state begins to shift. They feel a sense of wealth and gratitude, even before it manifests outwardly. This shift in feeling is the magnet that draws new opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with their imagined reality. It is important to note that imagination operates continuously, whether you are conscious of it or not. Most people allow their imagination to run unchecked, replaying scenes of worry, regret, or fear. They unknowingly create lives filled with the very things they wish to avoid. This is why becoming aware of your imagination and directing it purposefully is so vital. You must guard your thoughts as a gardener guards their crops, pulling out the weeds of doubt and negativity and planting seeds of hope, faith, and love. The key to effective use of imagination lies in embodying the feeling of your desired outcome. It is not enough to think about success or happiness. You must feel it as though it is already yours. When you close your eyes and imagine, allow yourself to fully immerse in the experience. See the details, hear the sounds, and feel the emotions. For example, if you desire a new home, imagine walking through it. Feel the texture of the walls, smell the fresh paint, hear the sound of your footsteps echoing in the halls. This vivid, emotional connection to your vision is what activates the creative process. Doubt often creeps in when we imagine something that feels too far removed from our current reality. But doubt is a learned response, a product of conditioning and past disappointments. It has no power unless you give it power. When doubt arises, remember that the imagination does not operate within the constraints of logic or reason. Its domain is limitless and its power is infinite. Trust that what you vividly imagine and deeply believe is already on its way to becoming your reality. Many will say, "I have tried imagining," but nothing changed. This reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of the process. Imagination is not about wishful thinking or fleeting moments of visualization. It requires persistence and faith. Just as a seed planted in the soil needs time, water, and sunlight to grow, your imagined vision requires consistency and nurturing. You must return to it daily, reaffirming your belief in its reality, even when no visible evidence exists. The most beautiful aspect of imagination is that it frees you from the confines of the past. No matter what has happened before, you have the power to create something entirely new. You are not bound by your mistakes, failures, or circumstances. Each moment offers a fresh canvas upon which you can paint the life you desire. The only limitation is the scope of your vision. Imagination is not an escape from reality, it is the foundation of reality. To live without harnessing its power is to drift aimlessly, subject to the whims of chance. But to live with intentional imagination is to step into the role of creator, shaping your world with purpose and precision. As you awaken to this truth, you will realize that your life is not something that happens to you, it is something you create. So close your eyes, dream boldly, and dare to imagine a reality that reflects the greatness within you. For what you imagine today will become the life you live tomorrow. In life, we often find ourselves surrounded by circumstances that seem insurmountable, as though they hold the ultimate power to dictate who we are and what we can achieve. But this is a false narrative, one that many accept without question. The truth is, circumstances do not define you, they merely reflect your inner state. You are far greater than the sum of your experiences, and within you lies the power to rise above any situation, no matter how daunting it may seem. Circumstances are like the surface of a lake, ever-changing, influenced by external forces such as wind, rain, or sunlight. Yet beneath the surface lies a depth that remains untouched by these fleeting conditions. That depth is your true self, the essence of who you are beyond appearances. To believe that your identity is tied to the surface is to live in a state of limitation, constantly reacting to what happens around you. But when you recognize that you are the stillness beneath the waves, you free yourself from the grip of circumstance. Many people allow their current conditions to dictate their thoughts, feelings, and ultimately their actions. They say, "I can't be happy because of this," or "I'll never succeed because of that." In doing so, they hand over their creative power to the external world, becoming prisoners of their environment. However, the key to freedom lies in understanding that circumstances are not fixed, they are malleable. They are the product of past thoughts, beliefs, and choices. Change those inner factors, and the outer conditions must follow suit. This does not mean ignoring reality or pretending challenges don't exist. Instead, it is about refusing to let those challenges define your sense of self. For example, a person who loses their job might be tempted to think, "I am a failure." But the job loss is merely an event, it does not diminish their inherent worth or potential. By shifting their perspective and seeing the situation as an opportunity for growth or redirection, they reclaim their power. The event remains the same, but its meaning changes, and with it, the path forward. Your ability to rise above circumstances begins with awareness. Recognize when you are identifying too closely with a situation, when you are letting it dictate how you see yourself. Pause and remind yourself that no condition is permanent. The most challenging moments in life often carry within them the seeds of transformation. What feels like an obstacle today may, in hindsight, be the very thing that propelled you to greater heights. Consider the stories of those who have overcome great adversity. These individuals often faced circumstances far more difficult than most of us can imagine: poverty, illness, loss, or failure. Yet they refused to let those circumstances define them. Instead, they used them as stepping stones to create something extraordinary. What separates these individuals is not their circumstances, but their response to them. They chose to see themselves as more than their situation, and in doing so, they transcended it. The power of choice cannot be overstated. No matter what is happening around you, you always have the power to choose your thoughts and attitudes. This choice may feel small, even insignificant, in the face of overwhelming circumstances, but it is the foundation of true freedom. When you choose to see yourself as capable, resilient, and worthy regardless of external conditions, you set a new course for your life. Your circumstances may not change overnight, but as you persist in this inner shift, the outer world will begin to reflect it. It is also essential to understand that circumstances are not punishments or rewards, they are neutral. They gain meaning only through the interpretations you give them. If you see a setback as a failure, it becomes a weight that holds you down. But if you see it as a lesson or an opportunity, it becomes a tool for growth. This perspective is entirely within your control, and it is what allows you to rise above any situation. Faith plays a crucial role in transcending circumstances. Faith is the assurance that your current situation does not define your ultimate reality. It is the conviction that, regardless of appearances, you have the power to create a new experience. This faith is not blind optimism, but a deep knowing that the creative force within you is greater than any external condition. As you cultivate this mindset, you will find that circumstances lose their grip on you. They may still arise, as challenges are a natural part of life, but they no longer have the power to dictate your identity or your destiny. You will begin to see yourself not as a victim of your environment, but as the creator of your experience. And in that realization, you will discover true freedom. You are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to respond. Circumstances may shape your path temporarily, but they do not determine who you are or what you can achieve. You are far greater than any situation you face, and the power to rise above lies within you. Stand firm in this truth, and watch as the world begins to reflect the strength, resilience, and greatness that you carry. To assume the feeling of victory is to embody the very essence of success, even before it becomes visible in your external world. It is an act of aligning yourself with the energy and mindset of a person who has already triumphed. This principle is not a mere intellectual exercise, it is the practice of living and thinking as though the victory you desire has already been realized. To fully understand this concept, we must first recognize that our outer reality is a reflection of our inner state. The feelings we carry and the assumptions we make about ourselves shape the events that unfold in our lives. Imagine a champion standing on the podium, their arms raised in celebration, basking in the glow of their victory. The joy, the sense of accomplishment, the pride, they are not just thoughts but feelings that they carry in their being. What if, instead of waiting for the moment of victory to arrive, you could step into that feeling right now? By doing so, you would begin to attract the circumstances that match this feeling, because the world around us is shaped by what we believe and feel. The feeling of victory is the magnetic force that draws success into your life, and the more you can saturate yourself in this feeling, the quicker it will manifest. The power of assuming the feeling of victory lies in its ability to influence not only your thoughts but your actions. When you feel victorious, you act with confidence, resilience, and determination. You make decisions from a place of strength rather than fear. You move forward with conviction, knowing that success is inevitable. This feeling of certainty becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your actions reflect your belief that you are already victorious, and the results will follow suit. But how do you step into this feeling when your current circumstances may suggest otherwise? The key is to understand that the world around you is an illusion, constantly shifting and reflecting your inner beliefs. Your current situation, no matter how challenging, is only temporary. It is a reflection of past thoughts and emotions, not an indicator of your true potential. Therefore, to change your reality, you must first change the way you feel about yourself and your future. When you assume the feeling of victory, you are consciously shifting your mental state to one of success, even if the evidence has not yet manifested in your life. This process requires faith. Faith is the belief that your assumed feelings will eventually materialize into your physical reality. It is not a passive hope, but an active trust in the creative power of your imagination. To assume the feeling of victory is to trust that the victory you are experiencing in your mind will soon be reflected in the world around you. You must believe that the inner changes you are making are as real and powerful as any external achievement. This requires a shift in how you perceive time. Victory does not always arrive in the form we expect or on the timeline we anticipate, but it always comes when we align ourselves with the feeling of having already achieved it. There will be moments of doubt and resistance. You may question if this practice really works or if it is just wishful thinking. But remember, feelings precede manifestations. A seed, when planted in the ground, does not immediately sprout into a tree. It requires time, nurturing, and care. Similarly, the feeling of victory, when assumed and sustained, will eventually manifest in the world around you. The key is to persist even when there is no outward evidence of your success. Trust that the feeling you are embodying is creating the conditions for your victory to unfold. To assume the feeling of victory, it is helpful to visualize yourself already living your desired outcome. Take a few moments each day to close your eyes and immerse yourself in the feeling of having achieved your goal. See the details of your success, whether it is a business triumph, a personal goal, or a spiritual breakthrough. Feel the emotions that come with that success: pride, joy, relief, and gratitude. Allow yourself to fully experience these emotions in the present moment. The more vividly you can imagine and feel your success, the more you align your energy with it. In time, your external reality will shift to match the internal world you have created. Another powerful way to assume the feeling of victory is to change your self-talk. The words you speak to yourself shape your self-image and influence the actions you take. If you constantly tell yourself that you are struggling, that success is out of reach, or that victory is for others but not for you, then you are reinforcing a mindset of defeat. But when you speak to yourself as a victor, as someone who has already achieved their goals, you begin to rewrite your internal narrative. Tell yourself, I am successful. I am successful. I am a winner. My dreams are already coming true. These affirmations, when spoken with conviction and belief, will help anchor the feeling of victory in your consciousness. Assuming the feeling of victory is a transformative practice that empowers you to create your desired reality. It is the art of living as though success is already yours, and in doing so you become a magnet for it. As you immerse yourself in the feeling of victory, you will find that challenges become opportunities, setbacks become lessons, and every step you take brings you closer to the manifestation of your dreams. Trust in the process, remain persistent, and know that the victory you feel today will soon become the reality you experience tomorrow. Awareness is the gateway to transformation. It is the key that unlocks the door to your true potential and allows you to step into a life of purpose, clarity, and fulfillment. Many people go through life on autopilot, reacting to circumstances and allowing external events to shape their thoughts and emotions. But true power lies in the ability to be aware of what is happening both inside and around you. Awareness is not simply about being conscious of the present moment, but it is about understanding the deeper currents that drive your thoughts, feelings, and actions. At its core, awareness is about observation. It is the practice of stepping back from the stream of daily life and becoming the observer of your own experience. When you are aware, you no longer identify with your thoughts or emotions. You recognize that you are not your thoughts, but the observer of them. You are not your fears or anxieties, but the one who notices them. This shift in perspective allows you to detach from the constant noise of the mind and tap into a higher state of consciousness. It is in this state of heightened awareness that your true power resides. One of the most profound aspects of awareness is its ability to reveal the nature of your inner world. Most people go through life unaware of the patterns and beliefs that govern their behavior. They may have limiting beliefs about themselves, their worth, or their ability to succeed, but these beliefs operate in the background, shaping their decisions without them even realizing it. Awareness brings these unconscious beliefs into the light, allowing you to examine them, and if necessary, replace them with more empowering ones. Once you are aware of the stories you have been telling yourself, you can rewrite them and create a new narrative, one that aligns with your true desires and goals. Awareness also reveals the power of choice. When you are not aware, you are at the mercy of your circumstances. You react automatically to external events driven by emotions like fear, anger, or frustration. But when you are aware, you realize that you have the power to choose how you respond. You no longer have to be a victim of your circumstances. You can choose to respond from a place of calm, clarity, and wisdom. This ability to choose is what separates those who live reactive lives from those who live deliberately and with purpose. With awareness, you begin to take responsibility for your own life. You stop blaming external factors and start recognizing that you are the creator of your experience. Awareness is also the foundation of self-mastery. To master anything, you must first be aware of it. If you want to master your emotions, you must become aware of how you feel in any given moment. If you want to master your thoughts, you must be aware of the quality of your thinking. If you want to master your actions, you must be aware of the habits and patterns that govern your behavior. Awareness allows you to see where you are and where you want to go, and it gives you the clarity to make the changes needed to reach your goals. Without awareness, you are like a ship adrift at sea, unaware of the direction you are heading. But with awareness, you can navigate with precision, choosing the path that will lead you to the life you desire. In addition to self-mastery, awareness fosters compassion and understanding. When you are aware of your own thoughts and emotions, you become more empathetic to the experiences of others. You recognize that everyone is dealing with their own inner battles, and that people's behavior is often a reflection of their own struggles. Awareness enables you to respond with kindness and understanding, rather than judgment. It creates a sense of connection, because when you are aware of your own humanity, you are better able to recognize it in others. This compassionate awareness enhances your relationships and allows you to interact with others from a place of love, not fear. The practice of awareness also deepens your connection to the present moment. So often people live in the past or the future, dwelling on what has been or worrying about what might be. But the present moment is where true power lies. In the present, you have the ability to create, to choose, and to act. When you are fully aware of the present moment, you are no longer caught in the stories of your past or the anxieties of your future. You are free to be fully engaged in life, to experience the richness of each moment, and to act with purpose and intention. The present is where life happens, and awareness allows you to tap into that flow. Another powerful aspect of awareness is its ability to dissolve limiting beliefs and negative patterns. Often the things that hold us back are not external obstacles but internal beliefs that limit our potential. These beliefs, such as I am not good enough, I am not deserving of success, or I will never be able to change, are deeply ingrained in our subconscious minds. But when you become aware of these beliefs, they lose their power. Simply acknowledging them is the first step in freeing yourself from them. You can then replace them with new, empowering beliefs that align with the reality you wish to create. To cultivate awareness, practice being present in every moment. Pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings, and your physical sensations. When you find yourself lost in thought or caught up in an emotion, gently bring your focus back to the present. Over time, you will develop a deeper sense of awareness, and this awareness will begin to permeate every aspect of your life. Awareness is a powerful tool for transformation. It allows you to become conscious of your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors, enabling you to make intentional choices that align with your true desires. It empowers you to take control of your life and create the reality you want to experience. As you cultivate greater awareness, you will find that your life begins to shift in remarkable ways. The world around you will reflect the clarity, peace, and purpose that you hold within. Through awareness, you step into your full power and begin to live a life that is truly authentic and aligned with your highest potential. The first step in reprogramming the mind is recognizing that our thoughts shape our reality. The ideas and beliefs we hold about ourselves and the world around us determine how we experience life. If we believe that success is difficult to attain or that we are not worthy of love, we will create experiences that reflect those beliefs. On the other hand, if we adopt empowering beliefs about our potential, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. Therefore, the key to reprogramming the mind is to become aware of the limiting beliefs that have been holding us back and to replace them with new, more constructive ones. One powerful way to begin reprogramming the mind is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that challenge the negative beliefs that we have been conditioned to accept as truth. By repeating these affirmations daily, we begin to rewire our brains and shift our subconscious programming. For example, if you have struggled with feelings of inadequacy, you might affirm, "I am worthy of success and happiness." By consistently repeating this affirmation, you begin to change the neural pathways in your brain, replacing the old belief with a new one that supports your growth and success. Visualization is another potent tool for reprogramming the mind. Visualization involves mentally rehearsing the experiences you desire, vividly imagining yourself already living your ideal life. The brain does not distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. It responds to the feelings and emotions that arise from these mental images. When you visualize your desired outcome with intense emotion, you activate the same neural pathways that would be triggered if the experience were actually happening. This not only strengthens your belief in the possibility of your success, but also aligns your subconscious mind with the energy of that success. Over time, this alignment can lead to the manifestation of your desires in the physical world. Another crucial aspect of reprogramming the mind is surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the environments you inhabit all play a role in shaping your mental programming. If you are constantly exposed to negativity or limited thinking, it can be difficult to shift your mindset. On the other hand, by surrounding yourself with individuals who support your growth, engaging with uplifting and empowering content, and spending time in environments that inspire you, you create a fertile ground for positive change. These external influences reinforce the new beliefs and behaviors you are working to adopt, making it easier to stay on track and maintain your focus. Reprogramming the mind also requires patience and consistency. The mind is a powerful tool, but it takes time to change deeply ingrained beliefs and patterns. Just as a plant requires consistent care and nurturing to grow, so too does the reprogramming process. It is important to be patient with yourself and trust that the changes you are making are taking root, even if you don't see immediate results. The key is to stay committed to your practice, knowing that every small shift in thought and behavior is a step toward the life you desire. In addition to being patient, it is essential to believe in the process. Self-doubt is one of the greatest obstacles to reprogramming the mind. When you begin changing your beliefs, you may encounter resistance from your subconscious mind, which is deeply invested in maintaining the status quo. This resistance may show up as feelings of fear or uncertainty. However, it is important to recognize that these feelings are simply part of the reprogramming process. They are not signs that the process is failing, but rather indications that your mind is stretching and evolving. Embrace the discomfort as a sign of growth, and continue to trust in your ability to change. Reprogramming the mind also involves releasing old emotional baggage. Many of the beliefs that limit us are rooted in past experiences, often from childhood. These experiences may have caused emotional wounds that continue to influence our thoughts and behaviors. To truly reprogram the mind, it is essential to address and release these past traumas. This may involve forgiveness both of others and of yourself, or engaging in healing practices such as journaling, therapy, or meditation. By clearing away the emotional debris from the past, you create space for new, empowering beliefs to take root. It is important to take inspired action. While reprogramming the mind is a powerful tool, it is not a substitute for action. The mind shapes your beliefs and perceptions, but it is your actions that bring those beliefs into reality. As you shift your mindset and begin to see yourself as capable of success, take bold steps toward your goals. Trust that as you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you will begin to create the circumstances that match your new reality. Reprogramming the mind is a transformative process that can lead to profound changes in every area of your life. By becoming aware of your thoughts, replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones, and consistently practicing tools like affirmations, visualization, and mindfulness, you can rewire your brain and create the life you desire. It requires patience, belief, and consistent effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. When you master the art of reprogramming your mind, you unlock your true potential and step into a life of abundance, success, and fulfillment. Faith in the unseen is the foundational principle that bridges the gap between the physical world and the world of infinite possibilities. It is the belief in something beyond what the eyes can see or the senses can touch. This kind of faith requires trust in a reality that is not yet visible, but one that exists in potential. It is the force that drives us to pursue our dreams, even when circumstances appear unfavorable, and it empowers us to take bold actions in the face of uncertainty. Faith in the unseen operates on the understanding that the unseen is just as real, if not more so, than what is apparent in the physical world. At its core, faith in the unseen is the belief that our desires, dreams, and aspirations are already manifesting in the unseen realm, long before they appear in the physical. This is not blind faith, but a conscious belief in the unseen process of creation. In many ways, it mirrors the natural world. Seeds are planted in the soil, but their growth occurs below the surface before they emerge into the open. Similarly, when we plant the seeds of our desires in the subconscious mind, we trust that, even though we cannot immediately see the results, they are being nurtured and cultivated in the unseen realms of possibility. This type of faith transcends traditional religious or spiritual interpretations. It is a universal principle that operates in every area of life. It is the knowing that things are always working out for us, even when we cannot yet see the evidence. This belief fuels resilience and persistence, especially when facing challenges or setbacks. When you have faith in the unseen, you are not deterred by temporary appearances or external conditions. You trust in a deeper, invisible current that is guiding you toward your desired outcomes. The process of manifesting desires, for instance, requires an unwavering belief that the desired outcome is already on its way, even before any tangible evidence presents itself. When we manifest, we are not asking for something to come into existence. Rather, we are aligning ourselves with the realization that what we seek is already present in the unseen. The challenge is to continue trusting in this process, especially when the physical world appears to be at odds with our desires. The work, then, is not to make things happen, but to stay in faith and to remain in alignment with the belief that the unseen is as real as the seen. Faith in the unseen also calls for patience. The journey from desire to manifestation often takes time, and the space between these two realities can feel uncertain or uncomfortable. During this time, many may begin to doubt or question their path, especially when they see no immediate results. But it is in these moments of doubt that the strength of one's faith is truly tested. The unseen work continues even when we cannot see it, just as a flower continues to grow in the dark before it bursts forth into the light. Trusting in the unseen means knowing that even when progress seems imperceptible, the universe is still working behind the scenes to bring your desires into form. One of the key components of faith in the unseen is the ability to let go of attachment to the outcome. Faith in the unseen is not about controlling how things unfold, but about trusting that the universe knows the best timing and way for your desires to manifest. This trust allows you to release the anxiety or impatience that often accompanies the desire for something. When you are able to let go of the how, and when you make room for the universe to work in ways you may not have previously imagined. This is an act of surrender, not in defeat, but in the understanding that there is a greater intelligence at play that is leading you toward what is for your highest good. The law of attraction also operates on the principle of faith in the unseen. What we focus on, believe in, and feel deeply, we attract into our experience. However, this process requires not just thinking positive thoughts, but truly believing in the unseen reality of what we desire. This belief must be unwavering, no matter what external evidence presents itself. For example, if you are seeking financial abundance, you must hold the faith that the abundance is already on its way, even when your current financial situation seems less than ideal. It is in holding that belief, trusting in the unseen, that you align your actions, thoughts, and feelings with the energy of abundance, and in turn attract it into your life. Furthermore, faith in the unseen encourages an attitude of gratitude and expectancy. When you trust that the unseen is working on your behalf, you begin to express gratitude for everything you already have, as well as for what is on its way. Gratitude amplifies the energy of faith and sends a clear signal to the universe that you are open and receptive to receiving your desires. Expectancy is equally important. By maintaining an attitude of expectancy, you align your energy with the belief that what you desire is already yours, and you prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically to receive it. Faith in the unseen is a transformative force that can change your life in profound ways. It calls you to trust in what you cannot see, to believe in the process of creation, and to surrender control over how things unfold. When you practice this kind of faith, you are not just waiting for things to happen, but you are actively aligning with the unseen forces of the universe to bring your desires into reality. It is the belief that everything is working in your favor, even when you cannot immediately see the results. With unwavering faith, you step into the fullness of your potential, knowing that the unseen is just as real and powerful as the seen. Persistence in vision is the unwavering commitment to seeing your desires, dreams, and goals manifest, no matter what obstacles or challenges arise along the way. It is the ability to hold a clear, vivid image of your ideal life in your mind and continuously move toward it, even when external circumstances may seem discouraging or uncertain. Vision, in this sense, is not simply about having a goal. It is about maintaining a mental picture of that goal with such intensity and belief that nothing can shake your faith in its eventual realization. Persistence in vision is the force that propels you forward, regardless of the setbacks or difficulties you may encounter. At the heart of persistence in vision is the power of imagination. Imagination is the tool that shapes your reality. When you visualize your desired outcome with focus and conviction, you are essentially planting the seeds of that outcome in your subconscious mind. The more vividly you see your vision, the more real it becomes to you. Imagination is not a passive act, it is an active, intentional creation of the life you wish to experience. Through consistent practice of imagining your success, you begin to feel it in every fiber of your being, and this feeling attracts the circumstances, people, and events that align with your vision. This persistence is not a matter of forceful action, but of steady alignment with your vision. When you persist in your vision, you maintain a constant state of mental and emotional alignment with your goal. You continually affirm that what you desire is already yours, even as you take the necessary steps to bring it into physical form. This alignment is key to creating the right conditions for your vision to unfold. It is not about constantly striving or struggling, but about trusting that every thought, feeling, and action aligned with your vision is moving you closer to your desired reality. The power of persistence in vision also lies in its ability to transform your mindset. When you hold a vision of success, abundance, or fulfillment in your mind, it gradually shifts your beliefs and perceptions. You begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles, solutions instead of problems. The more persistent you are in holding your vision, the more your mind will naturally begin to filter out anything that does not align with that vision. You will start to make decisions, take actions, and form relationships that support the manifestation of your goals. This shift in mindset is often subtle but powerful, as it reprograms your subconscious to align with your conscious desires. In the process of persistence in vision, it is important to cultivate patience. While the vision you hold in your mind may be clear and vibrant, the physical manifestation of that vision often takes time. Patience allows you to remain steadfast in your belief, even when the path ahead is unclear or when progress seems slow. Trusting in the timing of the universe and maintaining your vision, regardless of the external pace, is a key aspect of persistence. This trust is rooted in the understanding that everything unfolds in perfect order, even if the process is not immediately visible. Another important aspect of persistence in vision is resilience. The road to any goal is rarely free of obstacles. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. However, persistence means bouncing back from these challenges, not letting them diminish your belief in your vision. Resilience is the ability to continue moving forward in the face of adversity. It is the inner strength that allows you to rise after each fall, with even greater determination and focus. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity for growth and learning, a chance to refine your vision and strengthen your resolve. Persistence in vision also requires a deep sense of commitment. It is not enough to simply wish for something or to have a passing thought of what you would like to achieve. You must commit to the vision, dedicating your mental and emotional energy to it. This commitment involves consistently choosing your vision over distractions, negativity, or doubt. It means making decisions that are in alignment with your goal, even when it requires sacrifice or delayed gratification. Commitment fuels persistence, and with unwavering commitment to your vision, you continue to take inspired action toward your goals, no matter the challenges that arise. Persistence in vision encourages the practice of gratitude. As you continue to focus on your vision, you must be grateful for every step, every experience, and every moment that brings you closer to your desired outcome. Gratitude amplifies the energy of your vision, sending a clear message to the universe that you are ready to receive all that you have imagined. It also keeps you in a positive, receptive state, allowing the flow of abundance and opportunity to reach you more easily. The more grateful you are for the progress you've made, the more you open yourself to receiving the full manifestation of your vision. Persistence in vision is about living as if your vision is already a reality. It is about embodying the feelings, attitudes, and behaviors that are in alignment with the outcome you seek. When you persist in your vision, you are not just working toward a goal, you are already living it in your mind and in your energy. You hold your vision with such certainty and conviction that it cannot help but manifest in your reality. The persistence in your belief, the continued mental focus, and the steady alignment of your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your vision create the conditions for your desires to come into being. Beloved, hear this truth: you are standing at the threshold of a new reality. The life you have long imagined is no longer a dream, it is becoming tangible. You are entering your millionaire phase. It begins with a thought. Wealth, true wealth, is not found in the accumulation of material things, but in the richness of your imagination. You must see yourself as the architect of your fortune. Picture it now: the home, the freedom, the opportunities. Feel it, not as a distant hope, but as a present reality. Understand this: your external world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. To claim wealth outwardly, you must first embody it inwardly. Close your eyes and feel the joy of financial freedom. Act, speak, and think from the state of abundance, and watch as the world rearranges itself to mirror your belief. Every great accomplishment in the world begins as a seed, and imagination is the fertile soil in which this seed is planted. The power to imagine is not merely an idle pastime, it is the foundational act of creation. To understand the role of imagination in wealth is to recognize that everything you see in the physical world, every skyscraper, invention, and fortune first existed as a vivid image in someone's mind. Imagination is the origin, the blueprint from which the tangible is constructed. Without it, no empire would ever rise, no dream would ever take form. When you close your eyes and allow yourself to dream, you are not engaging in fantasy but in creation. The images you hold in your mind with clarity and conviction are the seeds of your future reality. Imagine wealth now not as a distant possibility, but as a living reality. See yourself surrounded by the life you desire. Feel the texture of success, hear the sounds of abundance, and bask in the emotions of freedom. This act of focused imagination is not a trivial exercise, it is the birthing process of the wealth you seek. Wealth is not something external that you must pursue, it is an inner reality that you must conceive. Many fail to achieve their financial aspirations because they attempt to chase wealth in the outer world without first cultivating it within. They toil and struggle, mistaking effort for progress, but their results remain elusive because their inner picture is incomplete or clouded by doubt. To become wealthy, you must first see yourself as wealthy in the theater of your imagination. This is the key that unlocks all doors. The mind is a magnificent tool, capable of extraordinary feats when directed with intention. However, it cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is experienced in the physical world. This is your advantage. By repeatedly and vividly imagining yourself as wealthy, your mind begins to accept this image as reality. Your thoughts, actions, and even your perception of opportunities align with this internal belief. You no longer act as one striving for wealth, but as one who already possesses it. This alignment is the unseen force that attracts circumstances, people, and resources that bring your vision to life. Doubt often arises in this process, as the current reality may not yet reflect the wealth you desire. But this is where faith plays its role. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up each day to check if it is growing. You water it, nurture it, and trust that it will bloom in its time. Similarly, the seed of wealth you plant in your imagination must be nurtured with unwavering belief. Each time you return to your vision, you strengthen its roots. Each moment of faith adds nourishment to its growth. It is not enough to imagine sporadically or without conviction. The images you create must be vivid, detailed, and emotionally charged. Feel the joy of financial freedom, the gratitude of living without limits, and the confidence of knowing that your needs are always met. These emotions are the waters that nourish the seed of your imagination. The more you feel it, the more real it becomes, until it is impossible for the physical world not to align with your inner state. Imagination is not bound by the limitations of the material world. It does not require resources, connections, or circumstances to begin its work. This is its beauty and its power. Regardless of your current situation, you can close your eyes and enter a world of unlimited wealth and possibility. In doing so, you tap into the infinite creative force that governs all existence. You become a conscious creator, shaping your reality not through force or struggle, but through the effortless power of thought. As you persist in your vision, you will notice subtle changes. Ideas will arise, opportunities will appear, and synchronicities will unfold. These are not coincidences, but the natural outworking of the seed you have planted. The outer world is merely a reflection of the inner, and as your inner picture of wealth becomes more defined, the outer world must conform to it. This is the law of creation, immutable and universal. Never underestimate the simplicity of this process. Many dismiss imagination as idle daydreaming, failing to grasp its profound power. But those who understand its true nature recognize it as the starting point of all transformation. By imagining wealth with clarity, persistence, and faith, you set in motion the forces that bring it into being. You do not need to know how or when it will unfold. Your role is to maintain the vision and trust in its fulfillment. Wealth is not a matter of luck or circumstance, but of consciousness. It is a state of being that begins within and radiates outward. By planting the seed of wealth in your imagination, you take the first and most vital step toward its manifestation. Nurture this seed, and in time you will harvest the abundance that has always been waiting for you to claim it. The key to creating wealth lies in one profound truth: you must first feel wealthy to become wealthy. This principle may seem counterintuitive in a world where we are taught to base our reality on external circumstances. Yet the truth remains that your internal state, how you feel about yourself, and your relationship with abundance dictates the wealth that manifests in your life. Wealth is not something you chase, nor is it something you wait for. It is a feeling, a state of mind that you must assume here and now. To assume the feeling of wealth is to embody it fully in your imagination and emotions. This is not merely about visualizing wealth, but about living as though it is already yours. Close your eyes and see yourself surrounded by the life you desire. Imagine stepping into your dream home, driving the car of your dreams, or experiencing the freedom to travel without concern for cost. More importantly, feel the emotions that such a life would bring: joy, confidence, security, and gratitude. These feelings are the essence of wealth, and by embodying them, you align yourself with the frequency of abundance. The world often tells us to wait for external evidence before we allow ourselves to feel successful or wealthy. We say, "I'll feel secure when I have the money," or "I'll be confident when my bank account reflects my efforts." But this approach is backward. You cannot wait for your outer world to change before shifting your inner state. The outer world is a reflection of your inner state, not the other way around. By assuming the feeling of wealth now, regardless of your current circumstances, you set the stage for wealth to appear in your reality. This process requires imagination and faith. The imagination allows you to see beyond the limitations of your present situation, and faith ensures you persist even when external evidence seems to contradict your inner vision. Doubts may arise, whispering that what you are doing is foolish or unrealistic. But remember, the circumstances you see today are the result of your past thinking and feelings. To create a new reality, you must plant new seeds in the soil of your imagination and nurture them with unwavering belief. Assuming the feeling of wealth does not mean pretending or ignoring your current responsibilities. It means shifting your focus and energy toward the state of being you desire. For instance, if you currently feel constrained by financial stress, do not dwell on those feelings. Instead, gently redirect your focus to the feeling of freedom and abundance. This may take practice, but each time you do it, you strengthen the vibration of wealth within you. The feeling of wealth is more than just happiness or excitement. It is a calm assurance, a sense of gratitude for what you have and what is coming. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that all your needs are met, that opportunities are flowing effortlessly into your life. How would you walk, speak, and carry yourself if you were already wealthy? Begin to adopt these behaviors now, and you will find that the world starts to respond to you differently. One powerful way to embody the feeling of wealth is through gratitude. Even if your current resources feel limited, find things to be grateful for. Gratitude amplifies the energy of abundance. Each time you express gratitude for the wealth you imagine, you reinforce the belief that it is already yours. This belief is magnetic. It draws circumstances, people, and opportunities into your life that align with your feeling of abundance. It is also essential to release the fear of lack. Many people remain stuck in a cycle of financial struggle because their focus is on what they lack rather than what they desire. Fear of lack creates more lack. By assuming the feeling of wealth, you shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. You no longer act out of desperation or fear, but from a place of trust and confidence. Assuming the feeling of wealth may initially feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable if your current reality is far from what you desire. This is natural because you are retraining your mind to think and feel in new ways. Be patient with yourself. Practice daily, immersing yourself in the feelings of abundance and security. Over time, these feelings will become second nature, and your external world will begin to reflect them. Wealth is not just about money, it is a state of being. It is about freedom, joy, and the ability to live life on your terms. By assuming the feeling of wealth, you are not only attracting material abundance, but also aligning yourself with a richer, more fulfilling life. You are stepping into the version of yourself that knows no limits, a self that understands that wealth is your birthright. Trust in the process. Feel wealthy now, even if your physical senses tell you otherwise. Persist in this feeling, and the world will reshape itself to mirror your inner state. This is not wishful thinking, it is a fundamental law of creation. When you feel wealthy, you are wealthy, and everything else will follow. One of the greatest barriers to manifesting wealth, or any desire, is an attachment to how it will unfold. The human mind is deeply conditioned to seek control, to plan every step, and to demand certainty. Yet, the very act of obsessing over the how creates resistance, blocking the natural flow of events that lead to the fulfillment of your desire. To manifest effortlessly, you must learn to release the need to know the exact path and trust that the universe will arrange the perfect sequence of events to bring your vision to life. Detaching from the how does not mean abandoning your goal or becoming passive. Instead, it means relinquishing the need to micromanage the process and focusing instead on maintaining clarity and faith in your desired outcome. When you plant a seed in the ground, you trust that nature will handle the intricate processes needed for its growth. You do not dig up the seed daily to check its progress, nor do you dictate the exact way it should sprout. Similarly, when you plant the seed of your desire in your mind, your role is to nurture it with faith, not force. The need to control often stems from fear and doubt. You may fear that your desire will not materialize unless you intervene or orchestrate every detail. But this approach misunderstands the creative process. The conscious mind is limited in its capacity to predict or control the infinite variables at play in the universe. When you try to dictate the how, you restrict the possibilities to what you can conceive, ignoring the infinite ways the universe can bring your desire into being. By letting go, you open yourself to solutions and opportunities far greater than anything you could imagine. Detachment is an act of trust. It is a declaration of faith in the unseen forces that govern creation. When you release the how, you affirm that you believe in the inevitability of your desire. This faith is magnetic. It draws the right people, circumstances, and events into your life without effort. Your only job is to stay aligned with the feeling of your desire already fulfilled. The rest will take care of itself. Consider this: when you place an order at a restaurant, you do not follow the chef into the kitchen to ensure your meal is prepared correctly. You trust the process and wait in expectation. Detaching from the how in manifestation works the same way. So you place your order by imagining your desire clearly and feeling the joy of its fulfillment. Then, you allow the universe to work behind the scenes, orchestrating events in ways you cannot yet perceive. Attachment to the how often creates unnecessary tension and anxiety. You may find yourself overthinking, second-guessing, or feeling discouraged when things do not happen as you expect. This state of stress blocks the very flow of energy needed to manifest your desire. In contrast, detachment brings a sense of ease and freedom. It allows you to live in the present moment, trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly. Detaching from the how also helps you remain open to unexpected opportunities. Sometimes the path to your desire may take forms you did not anticipate. If you are rigidly focused on one specific way for your goal to manifest, you may overlook or even resist these opportunities. Detachment allows you to move with the flow of life, embracing the surprises and serendipities that often lead to greater outcomes than you originally imagined. This does not mean you should avoid action altogether. Inspired action plays a vital role in manifestation. However, this action should come from a place of alignment and intuition, not from a place of desperation or overthinking. When you detach from the how, you act with confidence and joy, trusting that each step you take is part of the larger plan. You do not force outcomes. Instead, you allow them to unfold naturally. To practice detachment, begin by shifting your focus. Instead of obsessing over the process, immerse yourself in the feeling of your desire already realized. Visualize your life as if your dream has come true, and let that feeling guide your thoughts and actions. When doubts or fears arise, remind yourself that the how is not your concern. Trust in the infinite intelligence of the universe to handle the details. Detachment is not about giving up, but about letting go of resistance. It is about releasing the mental struggle and embracing a state of flow. This state of trust and surrender does not diminish your power, it amplifies it. By detaching from the how, you align yourself with the natural laws of creation, allowing your desires to manifest with grace and ease. The how is the domain of the universe. Your role is to dream, believe, and act in alignment with your vision. Let go of the need to control every detail and trust that the path will reveal itself in perfect timing. Detach from the how, and you will discover that the journey is as miraculous as the destination. Persistence in your vision is the cornerstone of creation. The life you desire begins not with action, but with the unwavering ability to hold steadfast to the image of what you wish to manifest, regardless of current circumstances. This is not a passive process, it is a deliberate and continuous practice of aligning your inner world with the reality you wish to experience. To persist in the vision means to remain faithful to it, even when the physical evidence around you suggests otherwise. The journey to manifestation often tests your resolve. Life may present you with challenges, delays, or contradictions that seem to mock your vision. It is during these moments that persistence becomes crucial. The tendency for many is to abandon their vision at the first sign of difficulty, mistaking temporary setbacks for failure. But true manifestation requires an inner commitment that transcends the fleeting appearances of the external world. Your current reality is simply the result of your past thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. It is not permanent, nor does it dictate what is possible. By persisting in the vision, you shift your focus from what is to what will be. This shift in focus is the key to transformation. You cannot create a new reality while remaining anchored to the old one. Instead, you must live in the assumption of your desire already fulfilled, allowing this assumption to guide your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Persistence is not about forcing outcomes or clinging desperately to your vision. It is about faith. It is the quiet, confident knowing that what you have imagined is already yours in the unseen realm and will inevitably materialize in the physical world. This faith acts as a bridge between the invisible and the visible, drawing your desire into tangible form. When you persist in the vision, you align yourself with the frequency of your desired reality, making it impossible for it not to manifest. One of the greatest obstacles to persistence is doubt. Doubt arises when you allow your senses to dominate your perception of what is real. If you look to the external world for validation, you may find yourself questioning the feasibility of your vision. This is why persistence requires discipline. You must train your mind to focus on what you desire, rather than what you fear or lack. Each time doubt creeps in, reaffirm your vision and return to the feeling of your desire fulfilled. Persistence is about unwavering commitment to your dream. It is about holding on to the truth of what you want, no matter how long it takes or how improbable it seems. The universe responds to the energy of certainty. When you persist in your vision with faith and conviction, you send out a clear signal that cannot be ignored. Recognizing your inner millionaire is about understanding that wealth is not just a matter of external circumstances or financial numbers. It's a state of mind, a way of thinking, and a way of being. The true millionaire does not measure their wealth by the amount of money in their bank account, but by the abundance they feel within themselves. This inner wealth is the foundation from which all external wealth springs. Recognizing your inner millionaire means embracing your potential, your worth, and the unshakable belief that you are worthy of limitless abundance. The first step in recognizing your inner millionaire is to change your mindset. Too often, people limit themselves with beliefs rooted in scarcity. They believe wealth is hard to come by, or that it is only for the lucky few. These beliefs act as barriers that keep abundance at bay. But when you recognize that wealth is a reflection of your thoughts and feelings, you realize that the only true limitation lies within your own mind. You have the power to shift your perception of what is possible for you. The millionaire mindset is not focused on lack, struggle, or effort. It is grounded in the understanding that abundance is your natural state. You are deserving of wealth, and wealth is drawn to you as you align with the vibration of abundance. This does not mean you are entitled to instant riches, but rather that your thoughts, emotions, and actions must align with the belief that you are capable of attracting prosperity. Recognizing your inner millionaire is about understanding that you are an active participant in your financial destiny, not a passive observer. A key aspect of recognizing your inner millionaire is developing self-worth. The way you value yourself directly impacts the amount of abundance you allow into your life. If you do not believe you deserve wealth, you will unknowingly block it from flowing toward you. A person who recognizes their worth does not chase after wealth in desperation, but attracts it naturally by embodying the energy of abundance. They act from a place of confidence, knowing that they are worthy of everything they desire. One powerful way to recognize your inner millionaire is through visualization. By consistently picturing yourself as the person you want to become, you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind to accept this new identity. Imagine yourself living in the house of your dreams, driving the car you desire, and experiencing the lifestyle of abundance you long for. Feel the emotions of gratitude, joy, and excitement as if these things are already your reality. The more you visualize your wealthy self, the more your actions, decisions, and thoughts will align with the person you are becoming. Another essential element in recognizing your inner millionaire is gratitude. Millionaires, in both the literal and metaphorical sense, understand that wealth is not just about the destination, it is also about the journey. Gratitude amplifies abundance. By acknowledging and appreciating what you already have, you raise your vibration and open the door for more prosperity to enter your life. Whether it's appreciating the roof over your head, the food you eat, or the small successes you experience daily, gratitude strengthens your connection to the flow of abundance. Recognizing your inner millionaire also requires a shift in how you approach opportunities. Millionaires see opportunities where others see obstacles. They know that each challenge is an opportunity for growth, learning, and expansion. The mindset of abundance embraces risks and welcomes new experiences, because there is a deep understanding that the universe is always conspiring in their favor. When you adopt this mindset, you start to notice opportunities that were always there but previously went unnoticed. The more you recognize the opportunities around you, the more you invite wealth into your life. As you move forward, the recognition of your inner millionaire will also involve stepping into your power and taking inspired action. Wealth is not a passive state. It requires intention, focus, and effort. But this effort is not about struggling or working tirelessly. It's about taking inspired, aligned actions that feel joyful and right for you. When you recognize your inner millionaire, you stop chasing after success and start allowing it to flow toward you naturally. You begin to make decisions that reflect the wealth you are creating within, trusting that your intuition and inner wisdom will guide you to the right opportunities. The most important element in recognizing your inner millionaire is belief. It starts with believing in yourself, in your ability to create wealth, and in your worthiness to receive it. Belief is the fuel that drives your manifestations. Without belief, no amount of action or hard work will bring lasting results. But with belief, your thoughts become powerful and your actions become aligned with your deepest desires. Recognize that your inner millionaire is not defined by the money you have today. It is defined by the person you are becoming, the energy you are radiating, and the abundance you are attracting. Money is simply a reflection of the energy you embody. The more you recognize your inner wealth, the more it will manifest in all areas of your life. You have the power to create the life of your dreams. Recognize that wealth, success, and abundance are already within you, waiting to be realized. By shifting your mindset, embracing gratitude, trusting your intuition, and taking inspired action, you will find that the universe aligns to bring your desires to life. Recognize your inner millionaire, and you will begin to see the world through the eyes of abundance. Gratitude is the most powerful key to unlocking the abundance of life. It is not merely a polite acknowledgement of blessings, but a profound state of alignment with the source of all creation. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present, from absence to abundance, and in doing so, it opens the floodgates to more of what you desire. When you dwell in the feeling of gratitude, you create a vibrational match to the very things you long to attract. To live in gratitude is to live in a state of constant receiving. Every breath, every moment, and every experience becomes a gift. When you recognize the abundance already present in your life, you activate a magnetic force that draws even more blessings toward you. The universe operates on a principle of reflection. It mirrors back to you the energy you emit. Gratitude, therefore, becomes a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive, that you acknowledge its infinite generosity, and that you trust in the flow of life. Many people make the mistake of waiting for their desires to manifest before they feel grateful. They tie their gratitude to external circumstances, thinking, "I'll be grateful when I get the job, the relationship, or the money." But this conditional gratitude keeps you in a state of waiting, reinforcing the idea that you do not yet have what you want. True gratitude, however, is proactive. It is the recognition of abundance before it materializes. When you express gratitude for something as though it is already yours, you collapse the distance between desire and manifestation. You summon it into your reality by aligning your energy with its presence. Gratitude is a state of allowing. It dissolves resistance and opens you to the flow of abundance. Often, people block their blessings with doubt, fear, or a fixation on how their desires will come to fruition. But gratitude bypasses these limitations. It shifts your focus from the mechanics of manifestation to the joy of receiving. When you are grateful, you trust the process. You no longer need to control every detail, because you know that the universe is working in your favor. Gratitude is the ultimate act of faith. It is not enough to simply say, "I'm grateful." The power of gratitude lies in feeling it deeply and genuinely. Words without emotion lack the vibrational energy needed to attract abundance. Take a moment to truly feel grateful for something in your life. It could be the warmth of the sun on your skin, the support of a loved one, or even the lessons learned through a challenging experience. Notice how this feeling expands your heart and lifts your spirit. That is the energy that draws miracles into your life. Gratitude also shifts your perspective. When you practice gratitude consistently, you begin to see the world differently. Challenges transform into opportunities, and obstacles become stepping stones. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you focus on what you have. And this shift in perspective creates a ripple effect. The more you focus on abundance, the more abundance you attract. Gratitude becomes a lens through which you view life, revealing blessings you might otherwise overlook. One of the most profound aspects of gratitude is its ability to neutralize negative emotions. It is impossible to feel deeply grateful and resentful, fearful, or anxious at the same time. Gratitude raises your vibrational frequency, lifting you out of low energy states and into a place of empowerment. When faced with difficulty, gratitude acts as an anchor, reminding you of the good that still exists in your life and helping you navigate challenges with grace and resilience. Gratitude also fosters a sense of interconnectedness. It reminds you that you are part of a greater whole, supported by forces seen and unseen. Every act of gratitude strengthens your connection to the divine source of all abundance. It is an acknowledgement that you are not alone, that life is always conspiring to bless you, and that you are a co-creator in this miraculous dance of existence. A powerful way to cultivate gratitude is through intentional practices. Begin and end your day by reflecting on what you are grateful for. Write these blessings down, no matter how small they may seem. As you do, notice how your energy shifts. Gratitude practice consistently becomes a habit, and over time, it transforms your life. The more you give thanks, the more reasons you find to be thankful. Gratitude is not just about receiving, it is also about giving. When you express gratitude, you naturally want to give back, whether through acts of kindness, words of appreciation, or simply sharing your joy with others. This giving creates a cycle of abundance that benefits not only you but everyone around you. The more you give, the more you receive, and the flow of blessings becomes endless. Gratitude is the key to unlocking the life you desire. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. By living in a state of gratitude, you align yourself with the infinite abundance of the universe. You become a magnet for blessings, a vessel for miracles, and a beacon of light in the world. Open your heart to gratitude and watch as the floodgates of abundance pour into your life. Everything you seek is already waiting for you. Gratitude is the key to receiving it. Wealth is not just an idea or a distant dream. It is a state of being that requires action. Thoughts and feelings lay the foundation for abundance, but action is the bridge that carries you from intention to manifestation. To step into wealth, you must align your actions with your vision and move forward with faith and determination. Action is the language through which you communicate your readiness to receive what you desire. It is a signal to the universe that you are committed to embodying the wealth you envision. The first step to stepping into wealth with action is clarity. You must be clear about what wealth means to you. For some, it may be financial freedom. For others, it might be a sense of security, opportunities for travel, or the ability to give generously. Whatever wealth represents to you, it must be defined with precision. Without a clear vision, your actions will lack direction, and the energy you invest will dissipate. Clarity allows you to take purposeful steps, ensuring that every effort aligns with your ultimate goal. Once your vision is clear, the next step is to cultivate the mindset of a wealthy person. Wealthy individuals do not wait for external circumstances to change before they act. Instead, they embody the confidence, decisiveness, and resourcefulness that align with their desired reality. When you act as though you are already wealthy, you shift your energy from lack to abundance. This doesn't mean reckless spending or living beyond your means. It means adopting habits and attitudes that reflect your belief in your own prosperity. Taking action requires courage. The path to wealth often involves stepping out of your comfort zone, facing uncertainty, and taking risks. These challenges are not meant to deter you but to refine you. Each step you take, no matter how small, builds momentum. Even if the path is unclear, the act of moving forward opens doors that would have remained invisible if you had stayed still. Remember, action is not about knowing every step in advance, it's about trusting that the next step will reveal itself as you move forward. One of the most important aspects of stepping into wealth with action is consistency. Small, consistent efforts compound over time to create extraordinary results. Wealth is not built overnight, nor is it the result of one grand gesture. It is the outcome of daily actions, decisions, and habits that align with your vision. Whether it's learning a new skill, saving a portion of your income, or networking with others who inspire you, these small steps accumulate and pave the way for abundance. Action also requires intention. It is not enough to be busy, your efforts must be purposeful. Every action you take should reflect your belief in your ability to create wealth. Whether it's choosing to invest in your personal growth, starting a business, or managing your finances with discipline, your actions should align with your ultimate goal. Intention transforms ordinary tasks into powerful steps toward abundance. It ensures that your energy is focused and that your efforts are meaningful. Another key to stepping into wealth with action is resilience. The journey to abundance is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt. These experiences are not signs of failure but opportunities for growth. Wealthy individuals understand that persistence is essential. They do not give up when faced with obstacles. Instead, they learn from them and adapt. Each challenge you overcome strengthens your resolve and brings you closer to your goals. Stepping into wealth also involves collaboration. No one achieves great success in isolation. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and support your vision. Seek mentors who have walked the path you aspire to follow. Build relationships with individuals who share your values and ambitions. Collaboration amplifies your efforts and opens doors to opportunities you may not have discovered on your own. Gratitude plays a vital role in taking action toward wealth. When you are grateful for what you have, you attract more to be grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, creating a sense of abundance that fuels your actions. As you move forward, take time to appreciate each step of the journey. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and trust that every effort brings you closer to your vision. Stepping into wealth with action requires faith. Faith is the belief in what you cannot yet see, the conviction that your efforts will bear fruit even if the results are not immediately visible. Faith allows you to act with confidence, knowing that the universe responds to your energy and intention. When you act with faith, you align with the flow of abundance, and the universe meets you halfway. Wealth is not something you chase, it is something you step into. By aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions, you create a harmonious flow that attracts abundance into your life. Each action you take, no matter how small, is a step toward embodying the wealth you desire. Move forward with clarity, intention, and faith, and watch as your actions transform your vision into reality. The journey to wealth begins with a single step. Take it boldly, and the path will unfold before you.